3 equals the third eye, the interferometer, the pineal gland. E equals 3. E is your laser. Okay. So you need the high vibration and the frequency, the fire, the breath, the grounding, plus a rapid temperature drop, plus 30 spiral to equal E, your laser. I'm going to explain all of that. Just like in the lab, when they use a thermally pumped laser to do this, they drop the temperature so fast that there's still vibrational energy, and the indifference creates kinetic energy to power the laser. So we're going to explain how that's U, using different variables. The variables, like I said, E equals 3. E can also equal 30. 0 is another person. The circle is another person, or it's just you, right? And that's also the loop. And I'll explain that in a second. So E equals 3 or 30. And 30 can be repeating the 0, because it could be 3,300,000, or just depends on how many people, right? That's what the 0 represents. But you need to have the 3, which is the third eye, activated, turned on. Circle, U, so wave around a loop equals the spiral. Remember, 0 equals the loop, U. So you need basically the wave, which is the wave around the loop. The wave is the momentum, the positive energy that creates the spiral. The river is the pump, that's your rapid temperature drop, or the snow. The breath is the CO2. And in laser electronics, the spiral, the wave around a loop so the round trip gain must exceed unity. You must experience more gain in the now than it loses in its reflection. And so that's your spiral. Okay, the rock in the river, creating the whirlpool spiral. You add ice to drop the temperature. There's your thermally pumped CO2 laser, but you are the rock. You're the rock face in the river, creating that positive leftover vibrational energy to have that indifference. So then there's now kinetic energy, but you need an oscillating third eye. It needs to be turned on. You need the 3. When you have another person, the 30, the 0, are multiplied, or in the 300 or 3,000, you have multiple people, that's going to create a bigger wave. So EX, so you take all that in, so the high vibration plus the rapid temperature plus 30 spiral equal E, and that goes into EX plus Y minus Z. The variables here, I already explained what E is, the laser. X is the intention, the feeling behind your eyes, and that's multiplied with the E. Y is the skill and free will, EX plus Y, and then minusing your left brain, the left brain programming, Z, to get what you want. You decide what you want first. You work the whole thing backwards. The spiral, the wave around the loop, this ensures the stable light, ensures the momentum. It's going to continue. In math, to multiply by the loop, to multiply by 0, it equals nothing. But it's backwards and upside down. It's everything. Another circle is another oscillating crystal, multiplied for the wave in a loving state. I said genuinely, so there's no twist in the spiral. The genuine part matters. The feeling behind your eyes. Is it real? When you put a CO2 cartridge in a sealed water bottle, it explodes. It's like humans. Humans are mostly water. And when you hold your breath in meditation, this increases that CO2 levels, the CSF fluid, the brain stimulation. You can harness the explode into a laser with your third eye in stillness and meditation. You do this in the river, you're doing that Wim Hof breathing method. This equals your thermally pumped CO2 laser. In order for the wave around a loop to work, you need to be the loop, you need to be the circle. Knowing yourself, being alive, and taking action. The wave is the 30%, but you, the circle, are the 70%. Illini has 3 of the letter I in it. The author of Laser Electronics, Joseph Verdine, his last name has 3 of the letter E. He was at the University of Illinois when he made the interferometer, pioneered the use of it with atomic spectroscopy, and then invented the thermally pumped CO2 laser. 3 things. He was at the University of Illinois. The Illini is right there in our whole lives the whole time. E equals the third I. Illini having 3 of the letter I. This synchronistic arc is out of Sirius. These are laser connections from the book Laser Electronics, back engineered into meditation, into nothing next to river. Details on using the laser is a whole other can of worms, but atomic spectroscopy, like I said, seeing the pattern, measuring, and being familiar with those different vibrations. There it is.